For 24 years, the 32-team World Cup was a closed, symmetrical loop. The 2026 tournament discards that architecture entirely, expanding the field to 48 teams to accommodate a $13 billion operation. When the FIFA Council first approved this expansion in 2017, they proposed a framework of 16 groups containing 3 teams each. While this model maintained a traditional 32-day window, it introduced a structural vulnerability that threatened the competitive integrity of the matches. In a 3-team group where only 2 nations advance, the final match day forces 2 teams to play while the third sits idle. That asymmetry creates a high risk of collusion. The 2 active teams can effectively orchestrate a result that allows both to advance, mirroring the 1982 disgrace of Gijón to eliminate the third competitor. To prevent that risk, FIFA reverted to 12 groups of 4 teams. But taking the top 2 finishers from those 12 groups yields only 24 advancing teams, leaving an 8-team deficit for a standard 32-team knockout bracket. Solving the collusion risk created a vacuum in the bracket, forcing FIFA to invent a new set of mechanics to fill those 8 empty slots. FIFA filled the gap by introducing wildcards. Now, the 8 best third-place teams across all 12 groups qualify for the round of 32, based on their total points and goal difference. This adds a layer of combinatorial complexity to the tournament. Mathematically, selecting 8 advancing teams from 12 groups generates 495 possible bracket combinations. Because these matchups cannot be finalized until the 72nd group stage game concludes on June 27th, teams have to prepare for the knockout rounds without knowing their specific opponents or travel routes. With 2/3 of the field advancing, the group stage functions as a positioning exercise, where the majority of participants survive into the next round. To manage those standings, FIFA replaced overall goal difference with head-to-head records as the primary tiebreaker for teams tied on points. Winning twice secures the top spot early. Mexico's head-to-head advantage means they cannot be overtaken. This allows managers to rest starters in the final game, handing their opponents an advantage that skews the qualification hopes of other teams. It also allows players to strategically clear their disciplinary records. A player carrying a yellow card can deliberately draw a second caution in a meaningless final group game, serving their suspension then to enter the round of 32 with a clean slate. These rules shift the focus of the final match day from pure competition toward roster management and the strategic use of suspensions. Surviving the group stage is only the beginning of a significantly longer physical test. Finalists must now play 8 matches instead of 7, across an expanded 39-day tournament window. To keep this 104-match schedule on track, FIFA has implemented strict timing rules. Substituted players have 10 seconds to exit the pitch, and any player receiving medical attention must remain off the field for a full minute. Managers like Carlo Access in 2026 requires more. The 2026 World Cup represents a massive scaling of the event, featuring 48 nations in a 104-match schedule. Moving the knockout entry point to the round of 32 adds an extra single elimination match to the bracket, increasing the path to the final to 8 games. Winning this tournament requires a team to perform on the field, while the staff navigates the mathematical advantages of the new bracket and tiebreaker systems.